our topic is a poem written by a famous Urdu poet, Faiz Ahmad Faiz, and it is translated into English, Naomi Lazard. When autumn came, when autumn, there is one point. Whenever there is a title, I mean the title of a story, the title of an essay, the title of a poem, whatever it is, every word, every the first letter of every word must be in capital. The second thing which is important to remember is that when a word ends in mn, n is not sounded. Autumn, m, n remains silent. N remains silent. When autumn came, in American English, the name of autumn is called by fall. It is called a regional dialect because you will see in some words difference is in spelling and also in names. For example, cell phone is there is mobile, there is airplane in American English, aeroplane in British English. You should know these things. And the second thing is that about the author Faiz Ahmad Faiz, who wrote this poem in Urdu. Then afterwards it was translated by Naomi Lazard. Faiz Ahmad Faiz is a revolutionary Urdu lyric poet. He's a renowned, he's a famous, he's a well-known, celebrated, well-known, and he is one of the famous poet of Urdu language, one of the famous, and not only famous poet, he is a revolutionary Urdu poet. In your 10th class, speak up. He encourages the people of India to raise their voice against the brutality, against the tyranny of this English British imperialism. And one of his Urdu verse is very famous. मुझसे पहली सी मोहब्बत मेरी महबूब नुमान ज़माने में और भी कम है मोहब्बत की सिवा. Like this, I am sorry not to remember it accurately, but something like this. He says that there are so many issues because in his age, I mean contemporary poets used to revolve around only this romance, etc. But he, that highlights some social issues. ज़माने में और भी गम है मोहब्बत के सिवा. And this very poem is also, that draws the attention of the reader to the impact of autumn on trees. Here he has personified autumn. Poets, writers use different devices to produce a desired effect, what they want. These are called poetic devices or literary devices. One of the literary devices, poetic device, is the personification. What is it? It is when a poet gives human qualities to inanimate and animate things, living and non-living things. They seem as they are human beings. Here it seems that autumn is a tyrant, like a cruel human, and he has personified the autumn. Personification is giving human characteristics to an inanimate object or animal. It means that animate or inanimate fall animals fall in the animate living things, and inanimate is non-living things. Personification is giving human characteristics. Autumn is abstract now. We can't touch it, we can't see it, we can't that, but it is inanimate. Abstract, it is inanimate, but here in the poem you see that it is like a human, because it is like a human being, that too a cruel. He says that it put them down to the sick. To whom? To trees. Who? The autumn. It seems that it is like a human being who is very cruel, who is very tyrant, because during autumn trees shed their leaves, and leaves here seems are considered as the skin of the trees, as they cover the trees, bodies of the trees. After leaf fall, these trees seem naked. What is the function of the clothes? They cover our bodies, and this metamorphically, these leaves also cover the branches, cover the trunk. That is why they are yes compared to the dress of the trees. But here the point is that this autumn has been personified. It seems here as a human being, and it is multi-thematic poem. It has so many themes, more than one theme. After reading it, you'll see it shows the cruelty of nature. It is one of the theme. It also shows the helplessness of that these plant trees, they can't resist whenever they are cut, whenever they are destroyed. It is also one of the theme of this poem. And that it also shows the rise and fall of the nations, like the trees during autumn. No doubt they became leafless. The winds, cold winds, stir, or that uh, they make them to shake. But during spring, they again there is again that greenery, that is fall and rise of nations. It has so many themes. It is multi-thematic poem which has more than one theme. And that here the Faz has given a vivid or a clear description of autumn season. As you are seeing with your eyes, a clear image becomes visible before your eyes. In the mind, you are seeing it with the eyes of your mind, as how this autumn is autumn is making these trees naked, how it stripped their skin, etc., etc., and it becomes very clear in your mind. This picture, it is that it is the most striking feature of this poem, that he has produced the poet has produced this effect, what he desired. And one of the point he, I mean that the point highlights here is that he wants to say that a tree has a season and a man has a time, and a man has a because season repeats them. It is, that a tree can see, it can pass through winter, but then again in its life winter again comes. But your childhood, your adult stage once came, you can't experience it again. Human beings have time, it passed, then it does not came again come again. And you know that these trees during this autumn they lost greenery, became leafless, and there is a strong relationship bond between birds and the trees. It is their shelter. Trees provide the shelter. They harbor those birds. But when this autumn turned the trees leafless, these birds lost their homes. Lost their homes. And ultimately they stop singing, birds, and then they die. Then they die. It also shows that the importance of trees not only in the life of man, but it also trees also provide abode various species, especially those birds. Their extinction on the globe is the synonym of extinction of all forms of life. If trees, being science students, they, that during photosynthesis they release oxygen, that is very important for all forms of life, and also they provide other things, storage, and then other requirements of life, wood, medicines, etc., etc. And lastly, these after the attack of the assault of the autumn on trees, trees look unclothed like human beings when under compulsion, when forcibly human beings are not without clothes, but sometimes circumstances compel them to become clothless. They become naked. And trees do not want to shed their leaves, but it is the nature who by force make them clothless, leafless, and without leaves on the branches, the skin of the trees, that is trunk, their branches became black, and with no foliage. Foliage means this, the leaves, with no leaves on them. We will read one of the stanza of this poem. This is the way that autumn came to the trees. It stripped them down to the skin, left their bony bodies naked, it shook off their hearts. The yellow leaves scattered them over the ground, anyone could trample them out of shape, undisturbed by a single moan of protest. It's called stanza. In prose, there are paragraphs. It is here stanza. But it will be better for you to go through the original poem that is written in Urdu. एक दिन खजां यूं आई, ये फैज अहमद फैज की है, उर्दू में है, आप इसको तलाश करो। मेरे पास थी लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली लॉस्ट, आपको मिलेगी फिर उर्दू में उसको पढ़ना ओरिजिनल में। This is the way that autumn came to the trees. This is the way, you know that this is used for the near objects. He has, you know, as the poet is observing the destruction of autumn as it is going on, this is the way. He has not used that is the way, this is the way. It is you know that there are different ways. Someone a cruel, there are two person, for I will give a simple example. If one can kill an animal with a sharp tool like this knife, another also slaughtered a bird or any animal but a blunt knife, to whom you call more cruel? Cruel are both, but who is more blunt? Who uses blunt? And this is the way. Now there are different ways. Someone uses an easy method to destroy, but someone uses cruel method. This is the way that autumn came to the trees. How? See how terrible it is. It stripped them down to the skin. Their leaves turned yellow, and then they fall, and their skin becomes visible. They became naked, left their ebony bodies naked. Ebony is black trunk. That is trunk here. And its color is black. Now the trunk, its color became visible. It is black. It means that the dress, function of the dress is to hide its users these defects. But after shedding the leaves, the bodies become visible, naked. It shook out their hearts. The yellow leaves scattered them over the ground. Anyone could trample them out of shape, undisturbed by a single moan of protest. Now it shook out their hearts. Heart here it means that in their cores, when this before falling the foliage or leaves, this it protects, these leaves protect a plant, a tree from heat, from this cold winds, from rain, etc. But after that they become subject of all kinds of harmful things, and these harmful things or elements now shoot out their hearts, means they are now very close. They touch their bodies, their cores, their inner parts. The yellow leaves, first of all, the first sign, the first symptom of their destruction is that these leaves turned yellow. It shows the power of the autumn. It shows the, strength of the that greenery is turned or changed into yellowness. Scattered them over the ground. After turning yellow, they are scattered on the ground. They fall. And anyone can trample them out of shade. Now, anyone can put his heat over them and change their shape during this autumn. You know that when these cattle or sheep or these human beings, anyone walk over them, they get cracked. This cracking sound you heard at that time, and their shape is changed. They have usually a shape of heart, then they get broken into pieces, these leaves, and undisturbed by a single moon of Plutus. They can only raise a weak, a very weak, feeble voice that does not disturb the tyrant, the walker. Moon, you know that when someone make a little voice that suggests that shows pain, moon, and he has personified also the leaves here, because moon, it is uttered by a living thing, not personified here. It seems this seems as they are now living, otherwise they have fallen, eh? But they are now in life, because only one who is in life, who is alive, can move. And in this way, here the poet has tried his best to give the clear picture description of autumn season, and shows its strength, its the energy, how it destroys the trees.